Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Max and Juan Cast divisional preview. Today we're going to be doing the AFC West, baby. I know the mic is probably got fucking destroyed right now.
Whatever. I'm joined by my man Juan Blanco, a.k.a. Walter White Incorporated. Juan watched Breaking Bad recently, everybody. And last night he goes, I just wanted a new look. I cook meth now.
Shout out to my boy Walter White. All right.
Juan Blanco.
Okay, look. It's funny too, man. I seen Max today and he was like, oh shit. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Don't even say anything. And he's like, what? What did I say? You don't even know. I was like, motherfucker, you know already, all right?
Oh my god.
He was like, you looking like Walter White.
And he was like, I am. I was like, isn't that what you did it for? He's like, I just messed up, bro.
Yeah, I messed up my beer, man. Look, I'm probably gonna have a full beer by the time the Raiders play again. So hopefully, maybe I should do a bet.
What if the Raiders go? What if the Raiders win the Super Bowl? We'll both go clean shaven for a pod.
We'll go full Walter White.
Yeah, Eagles or Raiders win Super Bowl. We'll full shaven.
I'm down.
Not the head though. Not just
Why
the
not the
facial
head?
hair. I mean, this shit might never come back. I'm getting married. I can't do that shit. Come on.
Oh man. All that being said, man, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. Hit that like button, comment down below. We're going to be talking AFC West. That means the Raiders, baby. Got the Chiefs, got the Chargers, got the Broncos. I should have said all their nicknames, but it's already too late. You know the deal. Over-unders, predictions. We're going to rank the division power rankings, have an MVP, Offensive Rookie of the Year for the division, all that good stuff. But we always start from the top to the bottom. Kansas City Chiefs, bringing back Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy, Steve Spagnuolo. They went 12-5 last year, which is kind of crazy because you just felt like they struggled way more than that record fucking shows. First in the division, lost in the AFC Championship to the Super Bowl losers, the Cincinnati Bengals.
Weird game, weird year. I believe we said that second half was like that game was indicative of their whole season. It was when it was on, it was on. When it was off, holy crap, it was off.
Okay, so a couple of big things, big changes with the Chiefs. Couple of their key additions, Juju Smith, Sky Moore, George
Snuffleupagus,
Trent McDuffie, and Justin Reed. A couple of guys lost, though. Tyreek Hill, Tyrann Mathieu, two big pieces lost. Tyrann Mathieu's a leader type of guy.
Would you say maybe the spirit of their team was lost on both ends? Because I know Patrick Mahomes was there, but let me just can I make my case?
Go ahead.
I would say Tyreek Hill, just that speed was so indicative of the Chiefs' offense, and Tyrann Mathieu was just the heart and soul of that defense.
Yeah, most definitely they lost somewhat of their identity on offense. I would say no leadership, though. I don't think Tyreek Hill brought leadership.
No,
maybe he brought some juice, but I really do think the backbone of that team on offense is Travis Kelce. That's in my opinion.
Yeah.
But on defense, most definitely, that's the heart and soul of the Kansas City Chiefs defense. He brought that swagger. He brought that leadership, that trash talk. You just felt like anything going on in the game, anything going on in the battle, he was going to come out the other fucking end with Tyrann Mathieu.
I mean, they're getting smacked in the Super Bowl, and he's out there, John, with Tom Brady, talking about, you don't punk us. And, I mean, that's type of stuff. You can't measure it on the field. He might be a worse player right now than Justin Reed, but just that extra little juice he brings could be vital to their team.
Yeah. But it's going to be weird, man. It's going to be tough. First storyline that we have, Mahomes bounce back year.
Would you say it would be a bounce back year? Because he wasn't bad last year, but maybe the Chiefs' offense gets back on track. And like you said, they have a bunch of guys. One guy you didn't mention was MVS, Marquez, Valdez-Scantling. Yeah. This team still has speed on it, but they've also added, hey, we have a big possession receiver outside. Yeah. We added Sky Moore, who's kind of a slot guy who can do a bunch of things. Yeah. The offensive line's still really good. Like last year, that was not a problem. Mahomes was kept pretty clean, I would say, for a big part of the year. And I don't want to say, hey, let's get the run game going because it's Andy Reid. Mm-hmm. We're not going to ever get it going that much. I watched it for years in Philadelphia. That's not a priority for him. It would probably be best for the team if you had a more balanced attack, but I don't think that's going to happen, man. So with the new additions, can they help the Chiefs offense not miss a beat?
I do think there's gonna be somewhat of a
growing pains.
not necessarily growing pains. I think where Tyreek Hill is gonna be missed the most is gonna be their trump card. That's what he was to me. It really was. It wasn't the fact that like he was so vital. Like if he missed the game, they were gonna lose. It's just more like
they don't beat the Bills without Tyreek Hill.
Right. And I just feel like when they're down and out and you feel like you have them beat, he fucking pulls this trump card, Patrick Mahomes, and he throws it to Tyreek Hill and he makes something out of nothing. And it's the difference between winning and losing. And they lost that. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens where it's in the middle of the game. They're down by what? 10 max early in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And they need that get up play.
Wow, Tyreek Hill caught a 5-yard out and broke a tackle and he's just streaking up the sideline.
Like how quick does a game change? The feel of the game when Tyreek Hill scores a touchdown.
Well, how about 2 years ago when they played Tampa Bay? Tyreek Hill went off for 3 touchdowns in the first quarter and it was like there was shell shock. They were like, what just happened?
Yeah.
And it's that, like you said, it's kind of just like a cheat code. It's kind of like, hey, we didn't really earn that touchdown. We just kind of stole it. And that's what he brought to the table. And that's what they're going to miss him a little bit. There's no doubt. He's not going to basically turn this team into, it's not like the Packers losing Devontae Adams because there are plenty of talent outside of him. There's still an all-pro in Travis Kelce. McCole Hardman, still solid. They have Juju Smith. If they can get him, they haven't had a guy like that in a long time. Yeah. So there's still pieces for this offense to fall back on, but it just might look a little different.
Yeah. And I mentioned this in the AFC East one, if that hasn't came out yet, but for the Golden State Warriors, we talk about pedigree, okay? Andrew Wiggins, picking up a guy like that. This Chiefs team has a bunch of pedigree guys. Juju Smith, Mecole Hardman, but let's just take a look at 2 of their other receivers. Josh Gordon, a guy that's extremely talented.
You're still talking about Josh
We're still
Gordon.
talking about, look, I think it's worth it because
gosh.
he's on the Chiefs now. He's on the Chiefs.
Weed is legal.
He can smoke it all up. And then a guy that's very interesting, if you guys don't know, Justin Ross.
Do you remember how high I was on him?
You were very high on Justin Ross.
I love Justin Ross.
If you guys
I'm excited.
If you guys don't know anything about Justin Ross is a guy who played at Clemson.
5-star recruit out of high school. Amazing freshman year for Clemson. First 2 years, I think. No, freshman year was banger.
Yeah.
Injury.
Yeah.
Injury.
And it was a scary injury.
neck fusion surgery. Holy crap.
So this guy, it is one of those situations where he was basically told by a doctor, like, you can't play football anymore. Like, your football career is over. Of course, second opinions, this, that, the grind to get back. Guy went undrafted, but extremely, extremely talented. Great size, great hands.
The best way to put it would be when they had, for all those diehard football fans that know T. Higgins, this was the guy with T. Higgins. He was arguably better than T. Higgins in college that final year.
Yeah, and he went to the perfect team, the perfect situation, because you bet on pedigree. You bet on these guys if you have the structure around them. You have a Patrick Mahomes. You have a Josh Allen. You have an Andy Reid. That kind of stuff matters. Your system matters. And when you bring guys along the portal like this, it's a good chance they're going to succeed and they're going to help you. And the Chiefs are doing that. And I like what they're doing. Even though I hate them, I hate the Chiefs. I want to reiterate that. I got a Raider jersey on. I can't stand the Chiefs. But I wouldn't be so worried about their wide receiver room with the loss of Tyreek Hill from the guys I see.
There's still talent. I think the way you said it was really well. Honestly, if I'm a Chiefs fan, I'm more excited for the defense right now than the offense. Tyreek Hill's tough blow, Tyrann Mathieu. But, dude, they spent their first 2 first-round draft picks just on George Karlaftis, Trent McDuffie. They signed Justin Reid, who's a hell of a player. I like the defense, man. If Karlaftis hits, and me and you weren't the biggest fans, but I'm just looking at it, he's an improvement over they've had. Frank Clark isn't the guy anymore.
Yeah. And it's so funny that George Kafalafakis went to the Chiefs. Because once upon a time, I'm pretty sure, was Andy Reid the head coach when you guys drafted Brandon Graham?
Yeah,
you remember
he
that?
was. Yes, he was
right?
the head coach. Yeah,
And he's kind of reminded me of
right.
Brandon Graham.
Inside, outside. Yeah,
Yeah. And I can see the same success for George, man, in this defense. They still have Chris Jones, who's an absolute fucking game wrecker. Frank Clark, overpaid, but still there. Nick Bolton, a guy who we weren't that high on, but he shut us up last year.
Popped off.
He did.
Oh my god, we were so low on Nick Bolton.
Yeah.
What we call him, the Munchkin linebacker or something.
Exactly.
Was that him?
Yeah.
Was he the one?
Yeah, the short guy.
He was solid for them, dude. Their team's really coached well. Spagnuolo does a good job. Like you would think, even the year they won Super Bowl, it wasn't like, damn, they have so many great players. It was like they have Tyrann and Chris Jones and Frank Clark. That's it.
Yeah.
Tre'Davious Ward's gone. They're gonna miss him, but they've brought in corners to replace him. I think their defense could be the best it's been in a long time this year.
Yeah.
A lot of talent added to that defense.
And I'm going to bring up the pedigree again. Look at some of the guys on defense, too. DeAndre Baker, taking a flyer on him. A guy that has had...
Why not?
Why not? And I can see a guy like him working out.
Juan Thornhill could just bounce back, you know?
A couple of their draft picks. Trent McDuffie, who I absolutely fucking love.
I think
and you
him.
love too.
I liked Kyler more than him, but
yeah,
they're both really good players. Yeah.
That's right. You did have Kyler higher.
We had the Washington guys split up.
Yeah. I fucking love McDuffie. I love the fucking fit.
Juan has an obsession with guys whose last name's McDuffie. He's going back to Isaiah McDuffie.
A guy in Brian Cook who was a kind of under the radar draft pick.
Oh my god, that was a solid pick. Yeah.
So they have a lot of interchangeable pieces for Spagnuolo. You know, Spagnuolo loves to bring the heat, and
you know they have Shalik Calhoun too.
Yeah, another flyer. Why not? Leo Chanel, the linebacker,
liked him.
Yeah, they're one of these teams that killed the draft, and I thought they pivoted so well off some of the losses that they have with Tyreek Hill and Tyrann Mathieu. Any other storylines you want to talk about with the Chiefs?
Is there a possibility? You know, I'll save it for the best worst cases. It's a direct tie-in.
Maybe a little bit about Sky Moore. How do you feel about Sky Moore?
I think Sky Moore's going to help out. He'll help out. He'll be a big player. I don't think McCole Hardman's cut out to be more than a gadget guy.
Yeah. Let's do the over-under. 10.5 wins for this team.
That's a lot of wins, but I can't bet against Mahomes. Last year was bad. Let me rephrase. Last year felt bad, and it was 12-5 over.
I went over as well. And best case scenario for them, I have 13 wins.
I'd say 13 is a good 13 or 14, and they're like a huge. They look the part of a Super Bowl contender because last year was like, what's wrong with these dudes?
They're not really like the Patriots or like the Buccaneers in some instances where they have the division locked up and they kind of play hard still. Like I do think the Chiefs lay off the gas,
but I think this year they can't. This year it's
they can't
just
afford it.
Loaded everywhere.
Yes.
But I think the offense without Tyreek's not going to skip a beat. Like Mahomes looks like Mahomes. The speed they brought in is going to help Sky Moore pops, and that defense, Karfalafakis, McDuffie, I can't say that name, are just going to pop. That's the best case for this team.
Well, we're always looking for guys on both sides, on guys that can bloom. Who's the bloomer on offense, really? That's a young guy. Maybe Clyde? Does he still have it?
A lot of people are going to say McCole Hardman just because of the pedigree. I don't think so. Maybe Ronald Jones. Ronald Jones pops.
Guy in the background.
Jerick McKinnon, who just barely played all year and then comes into a playoff game and just killing it.
Because you can argue Creed Humphrey has bloomed.
Creed Humphrey, dude, Trey Smith. Maybe Trey Smith or Wiley. Smith, And look, they have to take care of Orlando Brown. They got to figure out a way to keep him there long term. He signed a 1-year deal, I think. So we'll see how that plays out throughout the year.
Yeah. Worst case scenario. Let's say Tyreek Hill's a little bit bigger of a loss than we thought. This is a team
Mahomes is going to struggle, banged up.
Maybe just being a great team fatigue. You know, we wanted to call it so many times last year when they were struggling. They shut us up. They proved us wrong. Well, that was one of the big things that you said. Not everyone could be the New England Patriots.
Not everyone can. And that was my last storyline. Do the Chiefs fall off a cliff? Or this year it's just like everything goes wrong. Injuries mount, loss of key guys. There's no leadership. Tyrann's gone. Yeah. And the message gets a little stale. Like Andy Reid's not going to lose his job this year if it's bad. But I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that they're like really struggle this year. And it might not just be like, maybe it's just the division in general is so effing loaded everywhere. It's the best division in football by far, in my opinion, right now, just on paper.
No doubt. And they're gonna be going through the gauntlet, just like all 4 of these teams in this division. They have the gauntlet this year. Worst case scenario, I got 9 wins, which is not bad at all.
8 or 9.
You're not gonna.
I would be flummoxed if they were 4-13.
I just don't see a Patrick Mahomes led team going under 500.
I feel like if he, knock on wood for Chiefs fans out there, if he tore his ACL, they could still win 8 games. Their team's not that bad.
No. Who's their backup? Chad Henne, right?
Chad Henne. Chad Henne.
All right. Let's move on over to the Las Vegas Raiders. Yes, sir. Shout out to Raider Nation out there. Coming off of 10-7 season, second in the division. Lost to the Cincinnati Bengals off a bullshit call.
How was it just like going, like you were like the Knicks? You guys had a great year.
I hate you. We're not the Knicks, okay?
Okay.
We're not the Knicks. We're not going to...
Yeah, you're right.
Who's Julius Randle on our team?
Derek Carr.
I fucking hate
Max Crosby.
Look, we're going to get into the Raiders, man. Josh McDaniels, new head coach.
New coaching staff.
New everything, man, for the most part. And Patrick Graham comes in as DC. Mike Lombardi as the offense coordinator. More like the quarterback's coach, because I do think Josh McDaniels is going to be calling the plays.
You don't hire that guy to just say, I'm going to not be the offensive guy no more.
Right.
Some
of the key additions. Devontae Adams, Chandler Jones, Javon Brown, Rock Ya-Sin via trade, getting rid of Yannick Ngakoue. But the Raiders, obviously, with the big one, Devontae Adams. And I think that's where we start.
Reunited and it feels so good. The
Carr,
college boys.
DC.
DA. That doesn't have a ring to it, but we'll work on it.
It's not as good as
the Fresno Express.
It's not as good as AC/DC.
No.
But we'll get there.
I think this will be a better combo than AC/DC ever was.
Hell fucking so, man. Look, the Raiders are all in. For once in a very, very long time, there's a certain type of buzz. There's a certain type of feeling for Raider fans, and I'm pretty sure it's in the building on this can be a very big year. With that trade with Devontae Adams, what Ziegler's doing, with the hire of Josh McDaniels, getting guys like Chandler Jones, it's big. And the reunited for them, I don't think it's going to be as good as Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. I really don't think so.
Not to be a hater, how could you do
How can you replicate
that's
that?
Literally someone force-feeding a guy the ball who's played with them 8 years. You know what I mean?
And talented.
I agree with you. With you.
He's more talented than Carr.
I agree with you.
I would say this, though. Carr is a poor man's version of Aaron Rodgers on the way he throws the ball.
Like a very poor.
Very poor. Very poor. But as far as like the back shoulder throws and stuff, Carr does that.
So you're going into the season thinking Carr's the guy. Is that storyline still around?
That storyline is
Can
dead.
we talk about it one last time, or if we just call it dead?
Call it dead.
I'd agree with you. After that 3-year extension and Josh McDaniels coming out,
Yes.
I'm just making a joke because so many fucking years we've heard, oh, this guy, we don't know. We know about Derek. Maybe get traded for us. I don't know. Yeah. But whatever.
He's definitely the guy. And I think him getting the Josh McDaniels approval and signing him was even more.
I only bring it up because I'm so sick of hearing stupid shit online where they're still questioning Derek Carr's ability as a quarterback. After last year, come on.
Exactly. And that brings me to the offense a little bit more. Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller. Somebody is going to have to be the guy who really stretches the field. And I don't know who that is. Like, it's not Devontae. Like, to me, I think this is how the Raiders are going to play and how they should play. I think they're going to get in third and manageables. And once it comes down to third down, it's going to be hard to, like, guarding the Raiders on third
and 6 or 5 or
anything
4.
like that, it's going to be a fucking headache. You're going to have to worry about Hunter Renfrow. And then you got Darren Waller, the one-on-one fucking nightmare. And then you got a one-on-one nightmare in Devontae Adams. Who are you going to guard? So that's the fucking key, what the Raiders want to do now. That brings me to the other one, transition. Offensive line. This is where it scares me. What do you think of the Raiders' offensive line, Max?
Are we officially in the storyline section of this?
Yes.
Okay. Great. Good to borderline great left tackle. Colton Miller, underrated player. Yeah. John Simpson, solid. Andre James, Denzel, good. Let's see him play. He's coming off a bad injury. Yeah. Alex Leatherwood, I'm sorry, man.
You got to look so good.
You got to step your shit up. They got him at right tackle right now. He probably could play guard. Maybe
Dylan Parham, though.
Dylan Parham, solid. Brandon Parker, I hope to God he doesn't touch the field for your sake, Juan. I know how much you hate him. Look, the O-line, it needs to be better. Yeah. We have, Incognito's gone. Rodney Hudson's gone. Bet you wish you still had him for...
I heard a great saying the other day about an offensive line on how you know it's good. You're only as good as your worst guy.
Yeah.
And I think that's glaring for the Raiders.
If Leatherwood's as bad as he was last year, it's really a question mark. It could kind of derail everything.
Yeah. Because the reason why I tied it in with the whole third down, it's like, are they going to get in third down and manageables? Because this pass protection for the Raiders, it worries the living shit out of me. Because that's the one fucking glaring hole to this team that could derail them.
I wanna wrap back to something you said though. You said who's the field stretcher? If 4 weeks in or 6 weeks in, you guys are 4-2, it's looking good, and the Seattle Seahawks are just playing like dog shit. Would you be mad if they traded for DK Metcalf?
Not at all.
Because I agree with you 100%. There's no one that's like, holy shit, we got to back him off.
Right.
Honestly, your third receiver doesn't scare me at all. DeMarcus Robinson, Mac Hollins, Keelan Cole don't scare me at all.
Yeah, those are all filling guys.
Those are guys who are just like, we just got to just do a decent job. Devontae's going to be the guy. And now moving forward back to the O-line, you got to get Josh Jacobs back. I don't know. Is his best days behind him? Maybe. But I look at the way New England had their running backs for so long. Kenyon Drake, Danny Woodhead, Kevin Falk receiving back. Agree?
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs could be that Corey Dillon, just LeGarrette Blount sledgehammer kind of guy. I know he's not as big as LeGarrette Blount, but he's powerful running back. Zamir White, power back.
Yeah.
Brandon Bolden, a little bit of everything.
I would say this, Max. It's Los England. That's what I'm going to call it.
Los England?
Los England.
Is that original, Max?
That's original. I
like
made that
it.
up. That's what I wrote in my notes. Los England. Because it's going to be running back by committee. That's how Josh McDaniels rolls. So fantasy owners, I'm not the biggest fantasy expert here. I would not fucking touch Josh Jacobs with a 10-foot pole. I would not do it.
He's a guy you add for a week if you love the matchup.
Yes. But as far as like him putting up touchdowns or yards this year, I think he's going to have a quote-unquote down year. But I think it's only going to do the Raiders justice. I think Josh McDaniels is going to be looking at the bigger picture here. Because Jacobs, if you can just get him healthy to the playoffs.
That's what I was going to say. If you get him healthy, that's it's
a fucking problem.
So are you guys going to be able to run the ball with this O-line?
I think so. I'm not that
not
worried
like
about
not like the that first year when you guys got Kelechi, Penn, Rodney, and
that's a different level.
That was a different O-line, but this O-line could be solid. I would say if this O-line's solid, like pretty good on it. If they're just good, like borderline top 10, you're like happy with it because we know Colton Miller's a top 10 tackle,
right? So
I agree with you, and I think on the other side of the ball, moving towards there. We got Crosby and Chandler. I think Crosby's for real. Chandler Jones, if he can just have a little bit more of a bounce back to him, because he had one big game last year and he was kind of the rest of the year.
Right.
That's a good pass rushing duo. I think Cleveland Farrell, the jury's out. The jury's decided you are bad at football, and that hurts my heart because you know how much I liked him coming out.
Yeah. I would agree with you with Max Crosby. I think the disrespect to him this offseason has been kind of it's been bothering
They
me.
talk about the guy like he had 4 sacks. That's it. Like he popped off. He was really good. He was an all-pro.
let me ask you this, Max.
Yes.
Because you might be a culprit of this.
Okay.
I want to see how much how much you love Max Crosby.
We're both named Max.
But he's 2 X's.
Yeah,
right?
that's lame.
He's the cool way.
That's lame, but okay.
Would you throw him in? So let's say we're putting tiers in defensive ends.
Okay.
Is he in that first tier? So that first tier is T.J. Watt, Myles Garrett.
No.
He's not in there.
Second tier.
Why?
He doesn't have the elite athleticism I like to see.
I love that you said that. You really don't think he has the... What is he lacking?
I think he lacks a little bit of strength and just a little bit of a first step. And I'm saying the guys you named, it's not that big a tier. It's Garrett and Watt. And I don't know who the third guy. I don't think Bosa's in that tier yet. Either Bosa.
Okay. The only one I would push back on is his first step. And I would massively disagree. His strength, I get you. I think that's one of the main reasons why he went in the 4th round. He was a skinny white boy. And his arms were fucking noodles. But obviously he has gotten a lot stronger since then. You know Mock Draftables, that website that we use? Mm-hmm. You know he was in the like 98th percentile.
No clue.
For like 3-cone, the 20-yard shuttle.
I had no clue about
all
that's
I was shocked.
I'm just saying from what I've seen. Sometimes I'm like when sometimes he'll do it. I'm like, wow, holy shit. I mean, it's never. No one's Von Miller. I'll put it like that.
Not Von.
But I like his first step.
I would say this,
but maybe he's kind of a victim of just being the only guy on his team who could actually get after the passer. Yannick wasn't that good last year. I think it's kind of telling.
We needed more.
When they traded Yannick for Rocky Sin. Rocky Sin wasn't that good for the Colts. Yannick Ngakoue wasn't that good for the Raiders.
And it probably was like Gus Bradley really wanted him.
Yeah, correct. 100%.
But I would just say this, Max, just to close the
put
Max
a bow
Crosby.
Put a bow on it.
I would disagree with you in saying that he's not in that tier. I truly believe he's in that tier. And he has the elite athleticism. I think his game shows it. I can give 2 fucks about how many sacks you get. Sacks are the most overrated fucking stat in the NFL. And for you to get more pressures than Aaron Donald by fucking 11 plus more is very telling to me. And I think he's a fucking game wrecker and he's an elite guy. He's not in that second tier for me.
So have you added a Crosby jersey to the collection?
Yes, I want to get a Crosby jersey. Okay. That's my next one.
Okay.
I really do.
I like it.
But yeah, the disrespect on Max Crosby, guys that don't even put him in the second tier, that kind of forget about him, that's who I'm talking about.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
To me. I don't know. I thought he's really good.
But what is this defense going to do? Jonathan Abram, you're trash.
Is he starting this year?
He is.
I hope not.
I don't know what they're going to do.
I like Morig. I like Mullen.
I think this is Abram and Mullen's last fucking hoorah. Like, what do you guys have? As much as I like Mullen a lot more than Jonathan Abram, Mullen has been injured so many fucking times. He cannot stay healthy. Can't stay on the field. This is the year. This is the make it or break it year. Do we keep you or do we get rid of you?
I like Divine Diablo and Javon Brown as linebackers. I think that's the most athletic linebackers you've had in forever.
Yeah. And I just think we upgraded. Like Bile Nichols, I think he's a very underrated player that we got. Chandler Jones, improvement. Divine Diablo, that one of the guys that you mentioned, he can be that blossom guy.
Neil Farhan might play a big role too. We liked him a lot. Yeah. I think he's going to be there next year. Like not next year, but like in a year after Hankins is like done being that nose tackle.
And then everyone likes to see the rotation of defensive linemen. Malcolm Kuntz, a second-year guy who can maybe get some playing time this year and really blossom.
And maybe Cleveland can get a little better.
I hope so. Fuck. But he's probably done, dude.
No, I think this is his final Raider year.
Does the secondary scare you in years past because of Jonathan Abram?
I mean, this secondary is not great, but I don't think it's bottom of the league bad.
Yeah, it doesn't scare you to the point where you're like, oh my god, they can't cover anyone. They're not going to.
One thing we might overlook though is maybe Casey Hayward's last year was so freaking good. It was so underrated that it could really miss out. Maybe missing that makes this look even worse.
Probably as an outside corner, but...
No, what I'm saying is the loss of him might be bigger than we think.
Maybe, but a guy that we haven't even brought up, and it's been a while, Nate Hobbs. I think Nate Hobbs is fucking great, dude. Like, he has all pro potential for a slot corner. He was one of the best last year.
I want to see one more year of it. I got to see one more year of it.
True.
That's what.
But that's the guy I'm banking on. Like, I want him to be an all pro like contender in the conversation.
I get it. Yeah, I hear you.
And I think that's it. Deron Harmon.
Hey, we can't spend a million minutes talking about.
I want to do.
We're not doing a Raiders pod.
I wish. Anyway, and then the best special teams in the league, but that's besides the point.
You lost your coach.
Hey, man, AJ Cole, Daniel Carlson.
You lost Basacci.
We did lose Basacci, but we'll be all right. Over under for this team.
8.5.
Did you go over or you go
I
over?
went
you
so
a hater or you
easily over. They went 10-7 last year dealing with Gruden, Ruggs, Hobbs for a little bit. Someone else, I'm sure someone else was there. I'm forgetting. It was unbelievable the drama they went through last year. And they went 10-7, made the playoffs. I'm going over.
I went over as well. Best case scenario, I see 12 wins for this team.
I would agree. I would say McDaniels is going to just change this offense completely. The run offense steps up. Raiders are an elite offense. Adams and Carr, Fresno State vibes. Crosby has a better year. Chandler has like that little bounce back year.
Yeah, like Crosby gets.
And the pass coverage is just, it's good. It's not great. It's going to be good.
I would say the lead for Crosby would be like, okay, he gets like 15 sacks.
Yeah. That doesn't, but even if he has 13, I'm like, oh my God, wow, what a guy.
Worst case.
McDaniels is in over his head again. Broncos 2.0. Carr looks crappy. Adams loses a step. And Crosby's a one-year wonder. And everyone's wondering why they didn't just hire Rich Bisaccia.
Fuck. How many wins did they get?
5, 6.
That bad, huh?
Yeah.
I got 8 wins for worst case scenario. I think there's too much talent on this team for them to be like 4 wins.
I would say I'm thinking it's more better case than worst case.
Gotcha. All right. Let's move on to the Los Angeles fucking Cha-Chas. The Chargers. The wannabe LA team.
Dude, the amount of YouTube ads I've seen for this team, I've never seen anything like it. We got Khalil Mack. Derwin James.
Well, look, Charger fans have a lot of reason to be excited. Same reasons for the Raiders. I think it's, different kind of vibe going on with them. Brandon Staley coming back. Joe Lombardi as OC. DC is Ronaldo Hill.
More Brandon Staley than him, I would say, but
yeah. 9-8 last year. 3rd in the division. Missed the playoffs, of course.
By one timeout.
By one timeout, of course. By us truly. But this team should have made the playoffs last year.
I told you before we did this, they should have been better than the Raiders last year with everything that happened. And it's not the quarterback's fault. It was honestly the rest of the roster was kind of just lacking. Like they just played bad at times, and Brandon Staley cost them some games. And calm your fucking nuts, my guy.
Now I'm glad that you brought up Brandon Staley, because I think that's the first storyline we need to start with. Is Brandon? They have all the talent, right?
How hot's that seat? Would be my first question. 2, is this guy gonna fucking learn that hey, punting is okay? And so how hot's the seat for playoffs? I mean, it's not like right now. It's like you have to have a good year. It's year 2. We got you, Khalil Mack. We got you, Sebastian Joseph Day, who's a big guy for them because their run defense was softer than Sherman. We got you, J.C. Jackson. What do you need left?
Because that was the big excuse.
You got your Ramsey. You got Sebastian Joseph Day, who's basically a huge part for those of you who don't know who he is. He's the run stuffer. He lets those guys, Mack and Bosa, be a little bit easier.
And then you got the alpha and Mack.
Mack, mm-hmm.
What's there else to fucking have? You have an all-time fucking quarterback on your hands. You need to do something. I thought, as good as they were last year, Brandon Staley should have got fired. That's in my opinion. I know you're a little bit more light with Brandon Staley. You have a little bit more hope. I do think the one thing that can doom the Chargers, and it always fucking happens because they are the Chargers, is Brandon Staley. It's not going to be because of Herbert. It's not going to be because Mack is hurt or old.
Well, there's two things. It's that what you said, and somehow the special teams is beyond abysmal, and they miss every field goal they ever need.
That will warm my heart, but I doubt it. I do think it's gonna be Brandon Staley, and it scares the living shit out of me. And a lot of Charger fans are. I think they're split.
There's a lot of Charger fans?
If there's any out there, but the ones that I do know,
I would love to meet one in person. I swear to God, I've never met a Charger. I've never met a Charger fan. I've never met a Jags fan in person. I'm sure there's some other teams too I never met in person.
I got you. I know a couple Charger fans in person. Shout out to Adam. But we'll see, dude. Another storyline. How could this defense be elite? Like, what are they missing? Are they missing anything?
I don't think they're missing anything. Truthfully.
Like, where's the hole? Where's the hole on
I would say the hole is going to be the health of Derwin James. I don't know how you trust him to stay healthy, and that's not me hating. I love Derwin James.
Contract year.
They haven't paid him. Wonder why? Because, hey, I missed 2 years after my rookie year, and I was good last year. I don't think there's anything. Maybe the linebackers a little bit, but I like Kenneth Murray. I like Drew Tranquil. They have Van Noy. They have good guys, man. Tillery. I know he's been a bust. I feel like he could have the best year of his career, being the third fiddle.
Yeah.
So I don't know what. There should be nothing. If this defense isn't top 7 in the league, I don't know what the heck the point of doing this shit was.
Well, the thing that scares me is like
maybe max health too.
Yeah. So the thing that scares me is that they were horrible against the run last year, and the whole fucking excuse was I don't have my players. You know, I didn't get to get my guys. You got Joseph Day, like we said.
Mac is a really good run stopper.
Fuck yeah. There's no excuse. Are they going to be good against the run? And if early on, if I see them getting fucking torched on the ground, I'm sorry. I'm fucking calling it right now. They're not going to be good.
And I agree with you 100%. And there's a difference between, hey, we're playing the Colts. We've stopped Jonathan Taylor 25 straight times, and he busted an 80-yard run. That's not being bad against the run.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying, there are certain times where it's like, so if Jonathan Taylor or just for anyone, Derrick Henry broke 2 long runs, and every other carry was 2 yards, you're like, their defense ain't bad. They're just someone tripped, a corner blew this, whatever.
Yeah.
But last year, it was like every play was 5 yards when you ran on them.
Point of emphasis, if I'm a leader on the team as a player, or if I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm saying, look, we're stopping the run this year. Like, I know that's a cliche around the NFL. Everyone wants to stop the run, but I think it needs to be a fucking point of emphasis for this team. Because that's the fucking key.
100%. I think it's the two big things for this team are Staley's aggressiveness / over aggressiveness, and stopping the run. Because I like the wide receivers, I like the weapons. The O-line is good. Yeah. They added Zion Johnson, who's a really good rookie guard. How can you say Herbert might regress after you've seen him for 2 years? That last drive against the Chargers to tie the game was unbelievable.
No. Over under 10.5.
Over.
I went over as well.
Oh, last year I said they were going to be the best team in the division, and for times they kind of looked it, but this year I'm really going to stick by that.
Yeah.
Best case?
I went 15.
I went 14. That's a lot of wins.
It's going to be high.
And I think that's just Herbert being Herbert. Yeah. Staley learns to dial it back. This defense is elite. Everyone on their team pops.
Worst case, I went 9.
I went 8. The big signings don't pan out. Staley is over aggressive and fired at the end of the year. Continue to be the second class team in LA. Like anything short of playoffs is a failure.
It is. And I'm gonna
that's not for every team in the league. That's every team in this division.
Yes. Every team has to. It's like playoffs or bust.
Absolutely, man. This division is cutthroat.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And moving on to the Denver Broncos, new head coach, the Daniel Hackett, aka Nate. I'll just call him Nate. Nate Hackett. If he does bad, I'll call him Nate. If he does good, I'll call him Nathaniel.
Okay.
But
new ownership too, right?
New ownership, yeah. They just got bought out. Justin Ouden for
OC, but it's really Hackett. Yeah. Hackett's the offensive coordinator from the Packers.
Ivero, DC. We'll keep that for last. Last year record 7-10, last in the division, missed the playoffs. This team has changed, like we said though. Russell Wilson, the big addition. DJ Jones, Randy Gregory, Kwan Williams, just to say a couple. Storylines. Of course, it's Russ. Like,
you went all in for him.
Yeah, let's see what happens. They have more than enough talent. Everyone in this division are gonna be talented enough to win. That's not a question. How are all the pieces gonna fit though? You got Judy, you got Patrick. They got one more. I'm forgetting. They got
KJ Hamler.
No, Cortland Sutton. They got the big three there, but a lot of people are like, Judy's the number one guy. People like me are like, I think Cortland Sutton's the fucking number one guy.
I think Sutton and Hamler are the two best guys there, and Judy's
I think it's Sutton and Patrick, and I think Judy is third. That's me.
Here's what I don't like about the Broncos, and this is one of my key storylines. Every team in this division has good pass rushers, good quarterback, and good O-line. Raiders O-line, it's okay. Yeah. I do not like the Broncos O-line. I don't like their pass rushers. That's the big key for me.
Bradley Chubb
doesn't do it injury. He's the worst pass rusher out of the starters we have. He's worse than Bosa. He's worse than Crosby. Not as good as Chris Jones. He's by far the worst. No. He's still he's a good player, but he's by far the worst. Maybe Randy Gregory's better than him, but I don't think Randy Gregory's some super big alpha type dog that they paid him to be. That's just me. Yeah. So you have the worst O-line in the division by far. You have the least impressive pass rushers.
And I would say this, Max. You got the quarterback in the division who's coming off the worst year.
Correct. And I know Russell Wilson loves playing behind bad O-lines. I know. Look, not sold on Garrett Bowles. Reisner, I like Cushenberry. Graham Glasnow, Billy Turner, whatever.
And I would think...
I don't know.
I would think... With the loss of Fangio, wouldn't you think a little bit of a drop-off from some of these guys?
100%.
Yeah.
I think Surtain, I was too low on him when he got drafted. Stud.
Yeah.
But if he has a second-year slump, I'm like, oh, well, we know Fangio was kind of behind that success.
Yeah. Justin Simmons, even a guy like Bradley Chubb, like DJ Jones, a lot of these guys, like, what if they're just Fangio's fucking system? Fangio can make something out of nothing with every fucking defense.
He got fired 7-10. He never had a quarterback.
Yeah.
In 3
it was all offense.
Exactly. I feel like if Fangio's there, I have a lot more faith in this defense. Yeah. Look, Bronco fans, I'm sorry to be the one to say it. And I know we've been talking positive about the 3 teams. There's some positives in this team. Yeah. The offense, if the O-line holds up, can be really scary. Let Russ cook, get that MVP vote he's been dying for his whole career. You love Javonte Williams. Still have Melvin Gordon who's going to fumble the game away once in a while. But what's the trust in Nathaniel Hackett too? I don't know. Yeah. I don't think it's high. I never saw the Packers offense, so I'm like...
To me, it sounded like they hired Nathaniel Hackett because of Aaron Rodgers.
And then he was like, not going to come.
Right. So it's just kind of weird to me that they hired a guy based off that. I hope not. I hope that's not the case, that they fucking hired him because he was the guy for the job. But... things winded up going another route. They got Russell Wilson. They're going to be content. They're not going to suck by any means. By any means. The one thing that you look at from offense to defense, a bloomer. Javonte Williams. He can be... he has the potential to be the best running back in the league next year. I have full confidence in that. That's how good he is.
I'm not that high on him, but he could be a top 5 running back. That's what I think.
Easy. And then Pat Surtain, obvious one.
Yeah.
So, the over-under for them, 10.5. Jesus Christ.
Smashing the under, bro. I think they're the worst team in this division, and it's not because they're a bad team. If they were in the NFC East, I'd be like, they're the best team there. Yeah. This is simply because everyone else is loaded up, I think, a little bit more.
Yeah. And
they added Russ and Gregory.
Yeah.
Who'd the Packers at? Who'd the Chargers at? Khalil Mack, Sebastian Joseph-Day, J.C. Jackson. Who are the Raiders at? Devontae, the best receiver in the game. Chandler. Chiefs. We just added 8 different guys. We added 2 impact rookies. We added 3 really good receivers. Yeah. And we have the best quarterback in the division. Yeah. Russ is coming off the worst year. I would say
of his career.
I would say right now I have a little bit more faith in Derek Carr than I do Russell Wilson.
And that's not crazy to say. It's not crazy to say.
I'm sure I'm a fucking idiot for thinking that according to the math, because Russell Wilson won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So Derek Carr's never won a playoff game.
I'm one of the biggest Russ fans you can find, okay?
Bigger than me?
Yeah, I love Russell Wilson. He's been one of my favorite quarterbacks in the league for years now. I can still say, though, like, I completely agree with you. Like, the year that he had, it scares you because it looks like injuries have taken a toll on him. Like, what really is it? It's his lower fucking body. That's all you can say, really.
He can't he can't scramble behind a bad O-line like he could.
Whether it's his knee, ankle, foot, toe, it's always the lower body injuries that fucking scare me. And you got to hope that he stays upright. And if he plays anything like last year, this team ain't going anywhere because they need him to play like a top 5 quarterback.
What are you going to say? Under, over?
I'm going under.
Yeah.
But best case, I got 11 wins. That's the best case.
I think I'm 100% with you there. The Russ trade panned out. He looks like he went to Germany, got new knees, whatever he got. They make the playoffs. The defense doesn't miss a step, retains a lockdown. And Bradley Chubb, Randy Gregory have great years.
Yeah. Worst case scenario.
I think Russ is going to be injured. They're going to have like 5 wins, 6 wins. Russ is injured. Hackett's over his head. O-line is just trash the whole year. Wide receiver injuries. Defense misses Fangio too much.
You beat me by 1 game. I went 6. 6 games.
Yeah, 5 or 6. I mean, it's just they went a lot in for us, and I think the team in general. Like I know they went 7-10 last year with Drew Lock, and you're thinking, oh, just add Russ, they're gonna go 11-6. Well, the defense was really good last year, and they're going to take a step back without Fangio, in my opinion.
And I don't think it's crazy to think you can make an argument for all of these teams on why they will be last in the division. Because all these teams have high expectations. There's going to be one, though. There's going to be one that falls flat on their fucking face, and they fail. It's going to be one of these teams. And I think me and you are on the same page that it's going to be the Broncos.
I would say this. I have the biggest percentage right now in the Broncos being that team.
Yeah. And, of course, it can change. Hey, maybe the Russ cook, the hashtag let Russ cook in the first 6 weeks because you know how he starts off hot. Everyone's probably going to be switching on the bandwagon. But I want to see that second half from this team. I want to see what they do in December.
It's a new system.
After Thanksgiving.
It's a new system, too. Let's not forget. It's a new system. First-year head coach. That matters.
I want to mention this, too. There hasn't been one offensive coordinator to last with Russ for more than 2 seasons.
That's wild.
You would think Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, all these elite guys, Drew Brees. Yeah, how many guys have they got like
Packers had Joe Philbin, Sean Payton, McDaniels.
Yeah. The same guys every year, right? Calling the plays.
That's not all Russ's fault, but it's just, I mean, even the way he's been, even when they let him cook, they were like, oh, you started making some mistakes.
Yeah. You have a fucking death sentence when you're calling plays for Russell Wilson. You're going to get fired.
It would appear that way, man. It would appear
so I wouldn't be surprised with Nathaniel Hackett. Now, let's go ahead and rank these babies, and let's give out some awards predictions. Okay, top to bottom. Go ahead, Max. You go first. Say it.
Chargers are going to be the best team in this division, followed by the Chiefs at 2, Raiders at 3.
Okay.
Broncos at 4.
Do the Raiders make the playoffs?
Yes, I would say they do.
So 3 teams make it.
Yeah.
It could be 4, which will be insane. I'm going to go Chiefs number 1, Raiders 2, Chargers 3, Broncos 4. I think it's going to be the same as last year.
Since I started with teams, let me get your, because you want to do awards, right? Yeah. Let's hear the awards. MVP for you one is?
I think it's going to be Justin Herbert. And I think it's going to be close. Like,
wait, what?
The drop off between 1 and 3 is going to be by like 2 games, 3 games max. It's not going to be that big.
I'm going to go Herbert too.
Yeah. It has to be Herbert. Defensive player of the year. Who are you going to go? Because you know who I'm going. I'm going Crosby.
I'm going Khalil Mack. I'm going a Raider too.
Oh, man. Okay. I got Crosby. You got Mack. Offensive rookie of the year. I'm going Sky Moore. It's a tough one, man. This division is fucking loaded. Absolutely fucking loaded.
Sky Moore is pretty freaking good. Trying to think.
There's not many rookies on offense.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to copy you and go Sky Moore.
Yeah. What about defensive rookie?
I'm gonna go for that one. I'm gonna go Trent
McDuffie?
Trent McDuffie, yeah.
I gotta go Trent McDuffie. I love him too much, man.
Okay.
Got a lot of samesies on that one. All right. There you have it. Anything we missing? We got all of it done?
No, we got it all, man.
This is a jam-packed one, dude. This one went a little bit longer, but
it felt like I honestly was thinking, I'm like, is this long enough? It feels like 20 minutes here.
Nah, it's long enough, definitely. We're 50 minutes in. But if you guys are any fans of the AFC West, Raiders, Chargers, Chiefs, Broncos, I hope you're not. Only for the Raiders. Comment down below. See what you guys think. Are they going to do bad? Are they going to do good? Are we tripping? Who's your guys' MVP? Justin Herbert, bad year, good year. Patrick Mahomes, all the works. And then after that, go ahead and scroll up. Hit that like button. Helps us out tremendously, bro. Helps us out with the pod. Helps us out getting some lights like this. Shows us encouragement. It gets us on that YouTube homepage. Gets us through that algorithm.
Get us on the homepage.
Get us on the homepage, man. All right. And hit that subscribe button.
Smash it.
Yeah,
Hulk
smash
that shit.
Smash that
Smash
shit.
it the way Khalil Mack's about to smash Max Crosby in the Defensive Player of the Year voting.
Not going to happen. We're going to smash it like Devontae Adams smashing the ball in the end zone on the last game of the season to get into the playoffs. But that's besides the point. And if you guys want to check out any of our other videos on our other divisional previews, go and click this video or that video. It's up to you, though. We out. Peace.